So here we've got a 1954 Triumph Tiger 110. Parts are hard to find, but it's almost complete. So we're heading to Century Motorcycles down in San Pedro to pick up some parts. Welcome to MotorWorks, a place where we're going to head to the garage and work on some machines. From restoring old vintage motorcycles to getting the help from the best pro bike builders. Here at MotorWorks, we're going to do it all. So let's pick a motorcycle and get stuck in. So welcome to the first episode of MotorWorks. We're going to get our hands dirty and work on some motorcycles. Now my motorcycle of choice right now is a 1954 Triumph Tiger 110. Back in 1954, this was the first motorcycle, production motorcycle that is, to do 110 miles an hour. It's English built and it's gonna run again, hopefully. Now the story behind this bike is I found it with my dad at the Long Beach swap meet, and it had been left outside for over 20 years. It was an absolute basket case. But I saw it from about 100 yards away, and I have to say I fell in love with it the minute I saw it. I thought it was a great looking motorcycle, and it really reminded me of The Great Escape where Steve McQueen jumped over the fence. So with a bit of wheeling and dealing, we got the bike, took it back to my garage and started working on it. Now being left outside for over 20 years, it had no spark plug in it either. So when we took the cover off, crankcase cover off, it just flooded out with water. Total non-runner. My dad painstakingly repaired all of the engine, refreshed all of the bearings, cleaned out all of the gearbox, and it's been totally rebuilt. So, engine done. And really, the difficult part is over. Now, I have to try and put the rest of the chassis together. Parts are hard to find. It's 1954. We've had to search loads of places, mainly eBay, all over the world, trying to find parts. It's not easy. But there's a really old shop here in Los Angeles. It specialises in old parts and Triumph. So right now we're going to load this into my van and head down to San Pedro to Century Motorcycles, which is actually the oldest motorcycle shop in Los Angeles, and it's full of old and vintage parts. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can get this bad boy started. With my van finally running and my dog Charlie joining me for the ride, I now headed off to San Pedro. This van has its quirks. One is definitely not having a fuel gauge. Oh, it's all right. The squeak you hear? Yeah, that comes with the custom edition. San Pedro is like a place like no other. Stoked to be here. Tim, the owner of the oldest motorcycle shop really here in Los Angeles, it's his parents that put it together. So, no place better. So we're here at Century Motorcycles, and Tim, the owner, has a bunch of parts for me to take my bike to the next step. Definitely a different era and a different model, but basically the same sort of principle is you've got a twin cylinder motorcycle and two exhausts, and they're also low. Why I am here is because I'm after an exhaust that has a 2-into-1 and then goes higher and down one side of the bike. There's a bike over there that's just got one just like it. Let's check it out. So this is similar. It's actually comes onto one side of the bike and it's higher up, but it doesn't go into just one. This is a 2 and remains 2 pipes throughout. The best one that we're trying to get is a 2 into 1, and Tim has got one for me. Tim,
what's going on?
good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
This
man.
place is magic. Now I've got a 54 Triumph Tiger 110.
Okay.
And my dad's beautifully restored the engine, so the hard bit's done really. The next stage is just to get all of the bits together. So I'm in need of cables, an exhaust system.
Okay.
There's definitely a spacer in the front wheel that's I'm needing.
Okie dokie.
You're probably the man to tell me what I need.
I think I have all of it here, no problem.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So
Let me take a look, I'll be right there.
okay. As far as I understand, the engine's ready to go, but it's just chassis wise. So I've got these bars, these are what came on it. They're pretty beat up, but I kind of like that. And I think they're just 1 inch. I've got a throttle tube, but I've got no throttle cable. We've rebuilt the carb, but other than, you know, it's in need of a cable. No, I've got no levers. It's got here, let me take this tank off.
It's a little bit dusty, boy. It's been sitting around a little while.
Yeah.
It looks like it's ready to go. Somebody did a nice job.
So I'm not too sure what I need to get it to the next stage, but I'd love to get a run in, you know.
Are you going to do it yourself?
Yeah, as much as I can.
Do you have spark? Squirt some oil down the cylinders, get the levers and controls lined up, make sure it's pumping oil, kick it 100 times, make sure it's pumping oil into the top end.
Yeah, right.
Get the oiling correctly.
What kind of oil would you recommend? Because back in the day they ran like castor oil and things, and
That's
now
right.
it's all synthetic, and my dad said don't put synthetic in it.
No, don't put synthetic. Yeah, the Motul 2050 non-synthetic is perfect for the classic motorcycle. I love it a lot.
Oh yeah?
Absolutely.
So I've been really nervous about what oil to get for the bike.
Good for you.
Because old bikes and new bikes, it's just not the same, is it?
It is, and it's very different.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. But these bikes, talk about built to last. This thing, Tim, was left outside for 20 years. And it had water. When we took this case off, water flooded out of it.
Wow.
Yeah. So
It's another one of those survivor
I can't
stories.
wait, to like get it going. After Tim had looked over my old Triumph, he was then back into his shop to see what parts he had for my old machine.
Here's the header pipe.
So this is the 2 into 1. This is what it's all about when you get new parts for your old bike.
The OEM muffler is
Look
very
at that.
attractive.
Look at that.
That's beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Look at that, they even wrap it for you. It's got a little, so the Scottish 6-day trial.
Well, all those bikes back in the day kind of just fit that era.
It's still going to be noisy though, even with that.
Let me see. Point it through. Yeah, it's gonna be
a raspy.
It's gonna be a Barker. Yeah.
I can't wait. So you got some other bits too, right?
It's original Doherty throttle cable.
Oh, look at this.
Amazing.
Original throttle cable. So I brought a box of bits, and I was going to show you, and maybe you can even tell me what I've got.
Absolutely.
These were on the tank when we got the bike, but the tank was toast. I got another one, and then we sent it away for sandblasting, and it went straight through it. Oh yeah, so we got everything that we need there.
There's 2 different types. Clutch lever,
Yeah.
but without the ball.
Okay.
Some of them have the ball,
Yeah.
the early ones, and this one's without the ball. It's preference.
Preference, I think it looks nice with, but
It does. I like it too.
yeah.
I think I have a backing plate for this where I could make it work.
Yes.
And then you have one like this, and you could always change it over.
Yeah. Well, you can always add a ball, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, let's take this. Maybe have you got a front brake? Because this is clutch, right?
That would be. Yes, that would be the clutch. I don't have the front brake. I think this is your front brake, isn't it?
No, that's
Oh,
same
it's a
clutch.
clutch as well, yeah.
Yeah, but this can work. I just have to flip it upside down.
There you go.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, brilliant.
I like those springs too. If you do the solo seat,
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like
love
it
that.
better than the round ones, the conical ones.
Yes.
Yeah, this is OEM. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it too.
Plus, it's, you know, patinaed.
I know.
It looks
The
good.
whole bike is, because my dad, who's restored the engine, he's all about, you know, taking bikes to the full extent and making them look like brand new.
Yes.
But I think that bike looks beautiful, the fact that it's just so worn out, and someone's really enjoyed it.
But you could tell the engine has been loved on,
Oh,
and taken
yeah.
apart and washed.
Yes.
Looks really good.
Like any motorcycle, if the basics work right,
Yes, right.
which is your throttle and your brakes, and you've got a good engine, fun can be had. It doesn't matter what it looks
Doesn't need
like.
a paint job, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Especially with a good rider underneath it.
Yeah, even better. A rider who doesn't care what it looks like.
Exactly.
Yeah, the happiest rider is a rider who doesn't care that he crashes.
No,
you know what I mean?
that's
The
a
ones,
good
the ones
point.
that I've seen upset are the ones who are devastated that they've crashed their bike. I'm like, get over it, man. It's like,
Tweak it back into
yeah.
shape.
You were saying that down there's some vintage motocross in Glen Helen, so local.
Very close, yes.
Yeah.
You know, Hell on Wheels
Yes.
MC.
Yeah.
They put a race on once a month.
Oh, they do.
They do. They do a scrambles.
Ah.
They do a dirt track. They do
Brilliant.
flat track. Man, it's a lot of fun.
Brilliant.
And there's 15 to 20 pre-units out there. And
What do you go down on? What do you ride?
I ride my 52 Triumph pre-unit.
52 Triumph. No, Glen Helen's
The
got
next
so
day
much
you feel it.
facility.
You know?
But this thing in my van, Tim, I've been looking at for donkey's years, so
I think it's been over 10 years we've been talking about
yeah,
that.
it is about 10 years. It
Remember when
is.
your dad came in with you and
Yeah.
spoke with us about the
Yeah,
bike?
it's been a long time, so
But
this
it's coming
taking
along
it to
nice.
the next stage now.
You should have that thing running in a week.
What tyres would you recommend I get with it? Because it's got like 19-inch rims, and I know that Dunlop makes some flat track tyres.
Dunlop does make some nice flat track tires.
You think I
Lot
should
of-
get those?
I do. I like the Dunlops. They're very good. The 606s.
Okay,
They're a very good tire.
excellent.
And then
Okay.
it reverts back to, you know, you don't really need a beautiful paint job on your motorcycle to have fun, and
Yeah.
put some good knobbies on there.
Yeah.
Grab a hold of some throttle.
Exactly.
Squeeze your legs together and pass the guy.
He's a man who knows what it's all about.
Okay.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, well, I hope to get this back together and see you at Glen Helen.
Okay, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'd be
Right on.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we have a mosey back into your
No,
parts
let's
and just
take-
have a look around?
Absolutely.
It's always a delight to come here and check out his workshop. For me, I'm like a kid in a sweet shop, so with Tim's permission, we're gonna go check it out. After a great time at Century Motorcycles, getting some new parts from my old Triumph and chatting with Tim, it was then back in my van and onto a place that serves up a mighty bite to eat. Now, being a Brit, I love my sandwiches, and there's no better place for a sandwich than Busy Bees Market because they do mind-blowing sandwiches. My mouth is watering. Let's get inside and get a bad boy sandwich. And my choice would be barbecue chicken on a bed of lettuce with cheese and smothered in their special tomato sauce. Oh, and a few chilies added for that little kick. Yeah, it's a big sandwich, but every bite is delicious. I'd leave San Pedro with a full belly and with enough parts to hopefully get my 1954 Triumph Tiger running again. I am so happy. I can't believe it. This was a total basket case. Now it's a runner. Top job.